It would seem that most of us are pretty desensitized to our standard horror nowadays. After all, the spooky lady popping up in your face was bound to get old one of these days, right? But this makes it all the more surprising when something does get under your skin. Last year or so, it's closing out 2 years.
Really?
It's seriously,
Wow.
It's like August 2023. We made a video of questionable quality, going over how Elden Ring's Windmill Village gave both of us genuine creeps, and we figured that we probably wouldn't get that feeling again. At least not from Elden Ring. But by golly, they've done it again. Praise be Miyazaki. Subtlety is scary. Abyssal Woods Edition.
Despite the title, the area opens up with some not-so-subtle notes telling you to turn back, which most people might have just missed or glossed over, whatever the reasoning may be.
That sign can't stop me, because I can't read!
Others it might have sent running back to mommy, with their tail between their legs. Oh, but not us. We wouldn't get scared by just a video game, right?
Right, guys?
Where the Windmill Village makes one feel unsettled because of the absurdity of the situation and just like kind of the odd giddiness. I mean,
Maybe after I skinned the man alive.
it's like the like Happy Meal dancing.
Me and the boys after we skinned the whole village alive. We did it for the bit.
Yeah. This instead takes a different route and fills the player with pure dread. And we ain't talking about Bale the Dread this time. Sorry, guys. No! Bale stands are like,
Yakuza meme where the guy grabs his fist and walks. It hits immediately after a long battle through a catacomb. The boss fight takes place out in the forest. Odd, because you've been underground for God knows how long. But you can easily write it off. After all, we have that elevator in Dark Souls 2. Then the blow fully sets in. What just happened? The prompt that appears explains it all. Your spectral steed is frightened and cannot be called. This is unprecedented. Torrent, who, thanks to a recent patch, has literally faced a god, an outer being, one of the most powerful forces in this universe. Despite what Torrent has faced, something out there in the woods you just stepped foot in has him scared. And it's not the same as something blocking the connection, like when you enter a legacy dungeon or a cave or catacomb, stuff like that. This is Torrent making the conscious choice not to come out into this forest. The hard part about this is when you first enter after Torrent knocks you off. There are no enemies remotely close. As far as the player can tell, at this point the forest is safe. Except for Torrent and some odd yellow stones. Well, maybe these friendly woodland creatures can... Oh yeah, alright, okay, that's fine.
You think you'd be like, oh, Torrent, would you do it for a scoop?
Torrent, would you do it? Would you do it for a raisin berry?
You do it for a dried raisin. For a while, you'll just wander down the path. No enemies except for this one dude.
I love it.
No real indication on where to go. Most people are probably just beelining it for the map fragment. Just some incredibly creepy ambience. This long and intentionally uneventful walk lets players build their own tension with questions.
That's tough. They got you locked up for life, man. What the hell wrong with you? Hey, yo!
What is it? And what happens if it sees you? The answer comes to a jarring halt when you finally encounter them, what the game calls the Aging Untouchable, and the fans know as the Winter Lanterns, a callback to a Bloodborne enemy, similar in nature. This marks one of the few times in the series that combat is not an option, turning what is normally an action RPG about slaying legendary heroes and powerful gods with a vast arsenal of weapons and magic into a stealth horror game. It's not that stealth is the best way to fight them, it's is that you straight up can't damage them upon the first encounter. Your only option is to hide. Sound familiar? This is more akin to something like Alien Isolation or Outlast than a FromSoft game. The whole area doesn't behave as we have come to expect of our beloved FromSoftware level design.
Okay, I'm going home.
It's built like a maze almost, with very few combat encounters. The combat that you can find is either unkillable, that one dude except again, or just wildlife afflicted by the frenzy flame, which really in their defense are pretty creepy when you just see their eyes from the fog. You know, you gotta hand it to them. Speaking of which, there are a few spots in this area that have thick fog, restricting your visibility. So even if there's nothing after you, you still feel like you're about to get jumped. What's the current, like, Predator meme?
I don't know.
Minecraft YouTubers?
I guess.
Or no, Dr. Jizzers.
That's great, buddy. I don't think that they're that type of predator. You think Dr. Jizzers is like hiding in the DMs?
He's out in the Abyssal woods. That's what Tor's afraid of.
Tor's like, I gotta get home to protect my daughter.
But why? What is the whole point of this area? Just to be creepy? No, FromSoft loves to give purpose to all things. A creepy little side area isn't their style. After a bit of exploring and sneaking past the Winter Lanterns, you will encounter a large manor, with what appears to be a row of eagles acting as guardians. But boy howdy, I nearly shut off my game when I realized there wasn't any life left in those bodies. And these aren't like the regular dead bodies we see elsewhere. They seem to be evolved in something sinister, maybe ritualistic in nature, and whether they were willing or unwilling doesn't make it any less ominous. Whatever happened inside that manor is affecting the very land around it. Now, at the time of writing, VatiSvidya has not dropped the sweet lore video on why this area is like this, and we're both illiterate, so your guess is as good as mine. But that just adds so much more to this fear factor. Moving into the manor, you'll notice periodic screaming from deeper within, warning you not to pry any further. Those screams come from Midra. Dude, I can't say his name is Midra, I gotta put like a little accent on it. Midra. A poor soul who has been impaled through the head with some yellow spike, begging you to leave. You, the Tarnish, of course proactively avoid what he's asking and instead attempt to put him out of his misery.
Big mistake.
You're not that guy.
Trust me, pal, you're not that guy. You can't wield frenzy.
You're not frenzy.
What happens next may be the single most disturbing cutscene in From Software history.
I ask you forgive me, dearest Nanaya.
What in the lands between just happened?
That's it. That is the single scariest area in FromSoft history thus far. While not quite as subtle as the Windmill Village, it is impressive how the goats at From Software were able to create an entire full-size location on the map that the whole time you were in, you're feeling on edge. Like at any moment, it could